Yeah.
All right. All right. Uh, Without further ado, I just want to get to. Uh, Man. Boosie, remember, I believe, yeah, it was yesterday. Boosie was on the Breakfast Club yesterday. And as I've been saying on other social media posts, man, just seeing him on the Breakfast Club, which is a mainstream platform that pretty much perpetuates all the different narratives and all that what's going on, and seeing him stand firm on what he said or everything that he said and not backpedaling, standing on his like a man, was some of the most refreshing shit that I don't know that I've seen, just as far as hip hop goes, mainstream media goes, with black men in a long damn time. And man, dude, I really salute this brother. When I say, like, he had the whole gang on him. They were really pushing this narrative and agenda. Charlemagne was just chirping. And there's a couple times, he kept looking at him like, dude, like, what is you on? I mean, man, this pic right here, this pic pretty much sums up the interview. And I mean, it was just an hour. And it just real shit. Like, you could click on any point of the interview and he's saying some real shit. I mean, it was just great to see a black man stand like that in mainstream media today, where the narrative is more in favor of particular groups, whether it be LGBT or women. It doesn't really favor the black man, and he's touched on that. He touched on several topics. And I also posted the link to the video in the description. But man, I mean, he touched on several topics. Especially just thinking of the baby. And he even told Yee and them on the show, he was like, you can't do and say certain things because you're owned by this machine, this juggernaut of sorts. But he's like, you can't cancel me because I pay me. And that's a huge lesson for black men that y'all got to pick up on and y'all got to learn. It's way different when you set yourself up, when you make your own way, when you own. Ownership is everything. You can't get out here and ask these white folks for their money, their platforms, their avenues, and then turn around and insult them and drag them and bring down their ideals. It just doesn't work like that. And I've explained this before. That's the difference. When people thought, when Boosie came out and he said what he said, it was like, oh, cancel Boosie. I'm like, how you gonna cancel Boosie? They're not in the same lane. He's not in that realm with the baby. The baby can be canceled essentially because he's owned. And I don't know, that was just a real good message that I just hope like a lot of black people just caught on to. A lot of black people have more power than we realize. And I think instead of complaining all the goddamn time, you could set up your own festivals. You can set up your own sports leagues. You can invest in your own community. But we don't think like that because everybody wants to be a star. I think a lot of these new black entertainers and athletes, they actually want the fame more than anything. And the money and everything else seems like more of the perks when it should be the other way around. But yeah, another thing that irritated me about the interview was sitting there talking to a black man, and even with a black man on the show, and Angela Yee constantly stressing the point that life is harder for gay people and the violence and everything towards gay people, and Charlemagne constantly trying to connect hip hop culture with the whole gay rights movement and everything. And yo, I'm big on this point, and I argue back and forth anybody to the death. Like, stop comparing LGBT struggle to black people struggle. It does not compare on any fucking level. You look me right here when I say I would tell your black ass, if you're perpetuating that fucking narrative, I will tell you to your face, it doesn't fucking compare. They wasn't filling cotton fields with faggots. It's like, let's be real. Cops ain't out here just shooting homos in random routine traffic stops off of nothing with their children in the back seat. It's nothing like it. And it's very fucking insulting when LGBT people try to make this comparison. And it's fucking ridiculous, asinine, when black people carry this narrative. And Boosie, he handled this shit straight up, gentleman, articulate. I mean, I know he has some some words in there. What is it? Chineses. Oh my God! But yeah, man. Overall, just the way that he carried it, and he carried himself, and he sat right there. And they even brought what's it? The transgender comedian, Flame. I think is her name, Flame Monroe. On the show, who is, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, a very talented transgender comedian. But even had her on the show. And the thing that was crazy is for him, not sure what he would want to be referred to as, because in a certain sense, I do try to be respectful of it. But fuck it. He even said he wouldn't want his kids to be gay as a transgender. So I just mean, you have like a lot of people in that realm, LGBTQ, that, I don't know, they often contradict what seems to be the purpose of that whole movement. And I don't know, he just sat in there well. He did better than me, because once we start comparing that shit to being black, I'd fucking lose it. Because we can argue all day about gay being a choice, but without question, being black is not a motherfucking choice. And you're always black first. The first thing people see, you can't hide that shit. You ain't even got to tell me you fucking gay. But I can't hide being black. So just comparing the struggle is insulting. We still dealing with shit to this motherfucking day. Gay people are getting everything that they want. Y'all can walk in whatever fucking bathroom y'all want. You can't say anything that seems remotely anti-gay or anything that potentially may hurt your feelings. Yeah, you can throw nigga around, and you can debate that our lives even matter. I don't want to hear that shit. But man, just seeing a man really stand firm and once be able to show you what it's like in recent time to be a man, and what it's like to just be able to stand on your own, say what you say, mean what the hell you say, and then that's it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Another point he touched on before I get up off of this that I think is real important is that parents, you have the right to raise your kid in the way that they should go. You have that right. And he said that if one parent has a right that if they want to allow their child to sway that way, you can't tell another parent that they can't sway their child into heterosexuality. Same thing with the opinions. If one opinion is protected, the opposite opinion has to be protected. That's only fair. That's American. And we've gotten away from that shit. Everything too liberal, everything too inclusive, which ultimately, in a sense, has created even more division. Because a lot of us as straight people, we're told that we can't even have opinions anymore. A lot of us as masculine men, we have to dumb it down for women and gays not to be offended. I don't know. Beautiful job, man. I don't know. Way Boosie carried himself and he did that should be fucking saluted. Because that shit ain't allowed, and it really showed a lot of you niggas how men are supposed to roll. But yeah. Let me know what y'all think about the interview. I put the link in the description. And once again, I've been me. To like and subscribe is absolutely free. And hit the notification bell so y'all know when I'm on here talking shit, giving y'all that grease. Until next time, maybe sometime later, I'm out.